Hey guys, so today's vlog is going to be meatloaf. We are making meatloaf today. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Christy. I'm That's So Christy. Christy Crummy. And I have all the ingredients out to make meatloaf. So I cut up my onions. I did reserve some onions for my gravy. I am making homemade gravy. And then I don't know about you guys, but I make my meatloaf different all the time. But one of the recipes I do use, can't speak. It calls for carrots. So I'm going to turn the stove on, and we are going to soften up these carrots, because that's what you have to do. You can't just put them in the meatloaf and then put them in the oven. And I have some olive oil in here so that the carrots do not burn. So let's get started. This is all about meatloaf today. I'm making rice and a little bit of mashed potatoes because I only have a little bit of potatoes and I don't want to waste my potatoes, so I'm just going to use these last 4 potatoes and make a portion of mashed potatoes and then a portion of rice. Now my vegetables today are either going to be mixed vegetables or corn. I'm not sure if I have any corn, so I didn't check, so it's not a big deal. I have corn on the cob. Not sure if I want that either. So we'll see about that. But I do have my ground beef already in here. I'm going to drain that blood. I just took it out of the bag. It was frozen. And it thawed out last night. So and I just put that aside because it's going to take a minute. Once these start to get a little bit soft, then I'll add my onions. And then you're going to let this cool for a minute. So now it's time to, these are translucent. They are a little soft, not too soft. But now it's time to add the onions. So guys, if you can see me somewhat, I'm not dressed. I have my PJs on. Have my bonnet in my hair. I'm not dressing up right now to cook. After I get done cooking, I'm going to go take a shower, wash my hair, you know, do the normal Sunday things. I should be going to church, but today I'm not. But I just added the onions so that they can cook. Now, some of the oil cooked down a little bit on that, so I'm going to just add some water. I just need these to get soft. That's all. And then this has to cool a little bit. Let me turn this heat up a little bit. Now, one of the things I do, I add a little bit of everything. You know, they say whatever's in your refrigerator, in your drawer, any cupboard, whatever. You had the entire kitchen sink, whatever, however they say that statement. That's what I add in my meatloaf. I just lost the onion. Anyway, I'll clean it up later. But we're going to let that, I'm going to cut up some bacon to add into my meatloaf. Now I'm going to cook the bacon first, but I'm not going to cook it all the way through. I'll let the baking part continue to cook this. And I don't like my bacon really, really crisp. I like my bacon soft. So I will cut this up. And bacon is so expensive. I don't know about y'all, but I think it's extremely expensive. So I'll bring my bowl over here. I drained the juice. There's a little bit more juice in there. Let me drain this. And I am just checking this. Now, what I'm going to do is, now see, onions don't take long to get, soft. I'm going to add some salt. That way I don't have to add it in the meat because it's going to be in here. And some pepper. Shake, shake, shake. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. Now the other thing I want to add in here is some oregano. And be generous with your seasonings, guys. Come on now. You want to taste the flavor. You absolutely want to taste the flavor. So now what I'm going to do, because I don't want the onions to cook all the way through, I'm going to actually put this on a paper towel, let this cool. Might even stick it in the refrigerator because I want it to get cool faster before I dump it into the ground beef. Now, some people use ground turkey. You can do the same thing with ground turkey. Same thing. Same method. I just like ground beef. I like all meat. I am not picky at all. So, and I want this to soak up all that oil and water. So I did use quite a few paper towels. Turn this off. We're going to throw this in here and now I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator and let that cool faster so that I don't have to wait forever to have that cool. Now while that's cooling, I'm going to throw some bacon up in here. Turn that on number 4. Honestly, I hate peeling bacon apart. I do. When I cut it, I hate it. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. It's just time consuming. But, so while I'm doing this, everybody knows that I got my knee replaced. I got both my knee replaced within a matter of a year apart from each other. I got my left knee done in January of 2021 and my right knee done in 2022. Well, it only took, let me just tell you, it only took 3 to 4 months for my left knee to actually heal. I mean, really heal and do a lot of things. Well, this right knee, I don't know, guys. It's still healing and it burns. When I stand for so long, it has this burning feeling where I have to keep lifting my knee to make that burning feeling stop. I am better than some, but it's not a nice feeling, especially when you sleep. It's just weird. I don't know. I can't explain it or describe it. This has a really weird feeling. So we're just going to go ahead and fry these up. Not too much. Because that flavor will seep into that ground beef and be so freaking amazing. And I know somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. I know some people put, and I tried it, some people have put bacon on top of the meatloaf in strips and let it cook that way and let the dripping, seep in that way. I actually like to put it inside. I really do. Now I'm going to make a brown gravy. And some recipes that I use or that I create or whatever, sometimes I get assistance with the store when I buy like little flavoring packets and things like that. There is nothing wrong with getting assistance. If that's what you like, buy it. Don't think that everything has to be homemade. I mean, from scratch. It's your way of doing it and making it, and you made it your own. So don't ever think that you have to lie or say that you made it from scratch and you had some help. Nope, something I do get help. I love the Spanish seasoning for vegetables, and I use it in meats as well. What's it called? It's called Salad and Vegetable Seasoning by Goya. I love the packet of gravy packets. I think they used to be 49 cents. Now they're $1.19 or $1.09. Sometimes I use them and sometimes I don't. It just depends. If the flavor didn't come out the way I want it, I tend to grab a flavoring packet gravy out and say, okay, let's give it an extra added boost so it can boost some of that flavor. I'm thinking about making some dessert. Now, my dessert is always from scratch. I don't care what nobody says. I can taste when something tastes boxed. I can taste when something is not somebody, their own. Now, see how that is almost cooked through? Like, look at that fat. That's the flavor right there. Fat. Anything with fat on it is going to give you amazing, amazing flavor. You know it. It's not good for you? No. And if you don't like fat, keep scrolling, guys. Keep scrolling. If you don't like the fat and you want to talk about me, that's on you. But keep scrolling because, let me tell you, our family likes the gristle, the fat, all that good stuff because it gives great flavor. So let me get a paper towel for this so I can drain off the oil on this. Yes, I do waste a lot of paper towels. Ain't no shame in my game. We go to Sam's and we get the real big packets of paper towels, and we get two of them because we go through a lot of paper towels. So I need a paper plate. Hello. There we go. And we go through a lot of paper plates, and paper plates are not cheap. Not the good ones. They are not cheap. They're getting on my nerves raising all these prices. I'm just saying. Here is the bacon that's going to drain. Oops, missed one. So I can actually put this pan in the sink, turn some water on, and put this aside. Just want to make sure I get all that grease off. I got some oil on my hands because look at that. Look at all that grease. So I'm going to need some more paper towels because I really want to get all that grease off. Because I don't want my meatloaf to be soggy, for one thing. And then, the drippings that go onto this all around the side of the meatloaf. That was my trash can, guys. Guess what? I use that to make the gravy as well. So, yes, it's going to have the flavor. So, we're going to sit this aside, and then we're going to bring this over here. I make a well because I want to make sure I incorporate all the seasonings in. So, I'm going to make a well. Guess what I forgot, guys? I forgot my eggs. Okay. So, and this is going to sit here until I get ready to pull the vegetable mixture that's cooling out of the refrigerator. Okay, so now we're going to put, this is onion powder. Some adobo. Some oregano. Some more pepper. Some Worcestershire sour sauce. I like Lee and Perrins. That's the only one I buy. And we're just going to sprinkle some on. Not too much, not too much. Some minced garlic. And we're going to be generous about the garlic. And I got to sneeze because of that pepper. Okay, okay. It went back up. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, Chrissy, you used all that garlic. You got that right. And then I get the seasoned or unseasoned. Whatever one I pull off the shelf is what I get. Because I don't even tend to look if it's seasoned or unseasoned. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Here we go. Nope, it didn't want to come. It's playing with me, guys. It's definitely playing with me. But anyway, I don't measure anything. So let's give this some generous amount. I actually want to make a big meatloaf because my family is greedy. I'm just going to tell you right now, my family is greedy. But listen, guys, I'm going to start these vlogs. And I hope you guys enjoy them. I hope you share my vlogs. I'm adding, now, honestly, guys, I do not like 4Cs. But I don't have any more of my other Parmesan. So this is all I have left. I mean, it's okay. But I tend to use the other one. And I can't think of what it's called. But it's in the green bottle. I like that better. But this is all I have. So this is what I'm using. And I waste nothing. So we're going to sprinkle a generous amount of this in here as well. All right. So then, yes, I'm piling this on. It's like a garbage can. Okay, so the bacon's not hot. And the grease is all... Make sure I get all that oil off, and I'm going to take the dry part and do it again. Let me see. All right, I can throw this away. And we're going to add this in there. I can use this for something else. I don't know. While I'm cooking, I'm going to keep it just in case I need it. Because I hate throwing away paper plates if they haven't been used that much. So, let me just test. Okay, so I stuck this in the freezer. And it's... Let me just test it. It's still kind of steamy. Let me stick it in there. Just a few more minutes. That way. Okay, I just dropped something. Okay, so I pulled, this is cool now, so I can put this in my mixture. Like so. Just that right there. Now, wash my hands. And now I'm gonna mix this up. I have gloves. Even though I don't have no nails, I have gloves because it just feels weird. So what I did was, even before I went live, I just greased a regular foil pan with some Pam. Got that ready, let that sit for, a minute. Now I'm gonna put my gloves on. My stepmom gave me some extra gloves because I had ran out of the box there. So I stuck them in that box instead of having them in my in a plastic Ziploc bag. But these things are hard to get on, so I might have to order some more gloves. I am going to, but I'm not quite done with these. So we'll see. They work. When I need them, they work. So now I'm going to take this big mixture and I am going to just move it down to my, stomach because I don't want it to get all over the place. And I am going to mix this up, make sure the eggs get mixed up very well in here. Everything has to be mixed up very well. The smell is amazing, I'm just saying. Now, sometimes when I make meatloaf, I use stewed tomatoes. I mix it in here, and it's amazing also. It's almost like an Italian meatloaf. This one here is not quite an Italian meatloaf, but it has some Italian stuff like the Parmesan cheese and the oregano. This is more of a hearty meatloaf. And the stewed tomato one is more of a saucy meatloaf, even though it's not soggy and wet. I try not to make my meatloaf soggy or wet. It just turns me off. But I want to make sure I mix this all up and not get it on my body. But we're eating it. No one else. On my PJs. So let's get this all mixed up. And then I just dump it in. I don't form it until I dump it in and then form it into the pan. And all this goodness. Oh, let me just tell you, all this goodness is going to be good. Oh, one of the things I wanted to tell you guys is that I do put seasonal as well in here. So I did add some seasonal to the meatloaf. When you're a vlogger, you record all the time and you pause when you have to wait for something to get done. I'm just letting you know how we do it. And you go back to the recording. And when I paused it, I'm like, oh shoot. When I was putting my seasonings away, I said, oh shoot, I forgot my seasonal. So I do add seasonal because I don't want you guys to forget all that. So this is going to be very flavored. And the drippings from this to make the gravy are going to be amazing. Look at those carrots. Now that also gives a child, if they don't like vegetables, but they like meat. It's not in my house because all my kids, my grandkids, they all love vegetables. But that gives them a chance to get their vegetables in. Put them carrots in there. You can cut them up smaller. Me, I don't have to hide them because my family absolutely loves all vegetables except spinach. We don't like spinach. Now we can eat, I want to say, we can eat it in a salad. Cooked spinach? Absolutely not. I substitute anything that calls for spinach. I substitute with kale. Just me. My family hates it too. So, all right. So now I'm going to, I don't want it to, I'm just going to dump it in here. Get all that goodness out. In the sink. All right, let's move this because it's in the way. So this here we're going to form to a meatloaf. I don't know how this became a meatloaf. That's the word meatloaf, but if anybody can tell me this formation, how it was determined to be a meatloaf, let me know. The word meatloaf. I could Google it. But if you guys just comment below and let me know. Let me know if you like this video. I'm going to do more of these. Please like and share. Hit the follow button so that I can get more followers and viewers. And I'm not asking for any stars or anything like that. I just, you know, I'm 53 years old and I just want to do something. Something to, you know, I see, you know, folks on here and I thought, hey, this is fun. Let's just do this. Let's just have fun. Enjoy my videos. I'm not asking for anything, and I just would love for each and every one of you guys to follow me. So isn't that pretty? I think it's formed perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put foil over it. No, I'm not going to put any ketchup or anything like that on it. So this one here is just going to be plain. And I'm going to double foil it because I want that moisture to stay in. So I double foil it, and then I'll stick it in the oven. All right. Oops, wrong way. Get it all nice and tight. Now I'm going to move the camera outward so that I can open up the oven because you guys are right by the oven. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to stick this in the oven. Now it's going to cook a couple hours on 350. Now while that's cooking, and I did find corn. Found some corn, so we're gonna, I like frozen vegetables, so we're gonna put the frozen corn in a bag, in a pot here. And I'm gonna use this whole thing because, again, my family is greedy, just saying. Throw some water up in here. And a stick of butter. A stick of butter. And the corn. Turn it on low. Let it cook. We good to go. Okay. So we're going to turn this on low because we don't want it to cook fast at all. Now here is the pot for the potatoes. Let me wipe it. Sorry guys, but I have to wipe my camera off. Can't stand it. Okay. All right. Oh, I got an onion under there. I gotta get that up too. But I'll do a full cleaning when I'm done cooking. Now, potatoes. So I only have 4. So as I told you in the beginning, I'm gonna make rice and potatoes. My husband doesn't. I mean, he'll eat them, mashed potatoes, but he's geeky. He loves rice. So we go through a lot of rice. So this is our rice container. This is what holds our rice. So I buy a lot of rice because we go through a ton of rice. So we have 3 rice cookers because I don't want any of them to go bad, and then I don't have a rice cooker. Yes, I can cook it on the stove, but I like it in my rice cooker. But this I got from Amazon, and I absolutely love it. It's Tupperware-ish. It's a Tupperware type thing. It has the button to push for the rice to come down. It came with this cup where you can, if you want to wash your rice, you can wash it and the water comes right out, and you don't lose any of the rice. Very seldom do I wash my rice. I know they say it's good to get that starch off. Yeah, okay. Tastes the same to me. Sometimes my rice comes out sticky, and it's not because I didn't wash it, and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on my mood, if I get the ratio correct. I don't even measure how much rice to put in. I just put some in the rice cooker and say, oh, okay. Just dropped my thing to cut my. Now my floor is going to need scrub, which is okay. I'm getting peelings on the floor, which is okay. That's what happens when you cook. There is not going to be anything hidden from you guys. This is going to be my life. And sometimes I'm going to show my family, and sometimes I'm not, because if you know my family, sometimes they'll be like, I don't know why you lied. Mom, why you lie? But I'm going to show you how we live, truthful and honestly. And there's probably going to be times where it's not going to be good, but that's okay. This is the true life of a family, because it's not all peaches and cream. So I'm almost done here cutting these up. Oh, you know what? I need that. No, I didn't. Okay, I'll get that in a minute. And this is not going to make a lot of mashed potatoes. Not at all. But I can eat them. And my son likes them too. I have one of my children home. They're not kids. Uh-oh. So here comes my husband. So he's going to have to come around me because I'm live. Come on. Come around. Come on. You're good. You good? Yep. I'm cooking. Oh, wait a minute. Camera. Yep. Come on. You're good. Thank you, honey. So, just to let you know, I did check the station. Mm-hmm. Channel 2 is both games. So they both are showing. So I'm just letting you know I did check. So anyway, I forget what I was saying, guys, because my husband just came up from his man cave. He is a football fanatic. We all are in our family. Oh, I was talking about my children. My children are not children. They're not kids. Not at all. They are grown. My youngest he'll be 26 in December, and my oldest is 36. So, here comes my grandson. Come here, say hi. Say hi to everybody. Just say hi.
Hi.
Did you have a good game?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you win?
No.
That's okay. Did you hit him? Knock him down?
Yes.
Oh, great. So he is like my #1 fan, and he just melts my heart.
Can I throw it away?
Just put it on the counter, babe. He absolutely melts my heart. I love him to death. You know, if they could have came out with just kids with, you know, grandkids and nothing else, I'd have been fine with that. If you know what I mean. So I have one of my boys home, the middle one, and that's his dad, my grandson's dad. He is here just until January, and then he's moving out. Save some money. That's okay. So, are you gonna wash these off? Absolutely. I just want to get them in the pot, cut them up, get them in the pot. Oops. Ah, runaway potato. And I never, ever, ever make boxed mashed potatoes. Never. Never, ever, ever. Never. That's an absolute no-no. So, I was trying to get this done so I can, and I should have got up off my butt. But I was sitting, guys, I was sitting on a recliner, and I didn't want to move. And I should have got off my butt and started cooking earlier, but I didn't. Okay. That was my fault. So these aren't going to make much of anything, really. I probably can just boil these and put some butter, some basil, some garlic in it, and have some buttered potatoes instead of mashed. I don't know. But I'm making gravy, so I can put some gravy on it. So I'm going to put some salt in here. Okay, this ain't coming out like I wanted to. There we go. It's coming now. Alright. And then I'm going to put this over here. And I'm not going to turn it on yet. Just sit it over here. Get it ready. Now. Again, these are my onions left put aside for my gravy. Here is my rice cooker. This one. I like this one the most. I use this one more than any of them. But I have a bigger one where I can put more rice. This holds about 4 cups of rice. So, again, just going to get some rice down here. I have no idea, because it doesn't have like a measure thing. So I just eyeball it to my family's liking. That's good. And just throw it in the pot. See? Now, honestly, I do not measure. I don't. I seriously don't measure. I know I'm a weirdo, but the only time I measure is when I make pastry stuff. Because of course I'm using someone else's recipe, or I'm making it my own recipe. So I just, and the cool thing with rice cookers, they come with these pretty spoons. So I just mix it around, and then I go like this. Okay, that's good enough. Now I am going to cook my rice, get that done, and set that aside. So I just plug it in. You see this? Turn it to cook. Put the lid on it, and your dad has to help you with that. It hasn't even been opened or set up.
I opened it though.
You better not open it. Your dad's going to get mad at you.
Well,
So,
not fully, where the box is still on it.
alright, leave it alone until your dad comes home, okay? Let him come home and help you, okay?
Okay.
And then that cooks. Just make sure your hole is somewhere where it's not going to get all over everything. So, this is this. So, I got my corn on. Got my mashed potatoes ready. Got my rice in here. Now, I need to get a pan. Shut that door, babe. Now this is going to be for my gravy, but I can't make my gravy until I get my drippings from my meatloaf. So, we'll be back.
I gave it to him.
Okay, so now we're getting ready to prepare the gravy. I did pour the drippings into this pan. So, one of the things that I usually have is my homemade chicken or beef broth. I'm going to put the raw onions in here because I want that to cook up, get soft. But I didn't thaw out my chicken or beef broth. So, and also my potatoes are boiling. But I usually have, now this is my homemade chicken broth and here's my homemade beef broth. But I didn't thaw it out. So I have to use my homemade beef bouillons. Stop, Nasir. That's my grandson. Beef base, and it's 2 tablespoons to 1 cup. So I'm gonna make 2 cups. So I put 2 tablespoons in here, boiled some water, and then I'm gonna pour in here. And I'll probably have to add some more water. But that's 2 cups. And also I have some butter here melting, which is melting because I'm going to make a cake. Softening actually, not melting, but softening. Because I'm going to make a homemade cake. So I'm just going to stir this up. Going to get some flour ready. And I have no idea how much I'm going to make right now. But I'm going to get enough flour out here that I have enough. So, and that's my grandson in the background acting a fool. Stop, Nasir. Calm down. Calm down. And I have to make sure I keep an eye on my potatoes because I don't want them to overboil. Let me get my strainer just in case I need to strain. Just in case I need to strain them out because I don't want them to be too soft. And I need a fork to check them. I'll get a baby fork that way. Oh no, they're good. They got a ways to go. And this is just and I'm gonna make a lot of gravy because my family loves gravy. And I need those onions to soften up. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in there. Just a little, not too much. So I have this butter here. I'm gonna cut it in half and throw that in as well. Because butter makes everything taste better. Look guys, my rice is done. It's cooked very well. I'll show you. Look at that. It's cooked very well. So that's done. Ready to go. Keep it in there until it's time to eat. So now, let me just make sure you guys can see that good. Yeah, you can see it. I'm getting ready to make my roux. And I want that butter to melt though. And again, like I said, I don't measure anything. And sometimes my gravy comes out lumpy and sometimes it doesn't. Who cares? I'm eating it. As long as it tastes good. I'm good. So, yes, I'm making a lot of gravy, so. Should be enough. I'm hoping, because then if I need to make more, once I add my liquid, I have to put it in a jar and stir it up. Let me put a little bit more in here. Yeah, here we go. That should be enough. Yes. That should be enough. Alright, so now we're going to add, oops, let me take the spoon out. Add the beef broth. And see how that's thickening? So you gotta, oops, that's pouring into my stove, top of my stove. Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna have to have some more liquid. So we're just gonna use some water. And I'm gonna taste it and make sure I see what I need to add in here for flavor. When this bubbles, this is hot, so you guys gotta be careful when you make gravy. And I still need more water, so I added a little bit more flour than I should have, and sometimes I do that. That's okay. I took the lid off of my meatloaf, and it is now in the oven, darkening up. Oops. I'm trying not to spill it, but I mean, you gotta clean your stove, that's all. When you're done, you just gotta clean your stove, simple as that. And turn this down a little. Let me see. That's kind of still thick. I'm gonna loosen that up a little. Yes. Very good. Very, very good. Just want to loosen it up a little. My corn is done. It boiled. Now I'm going to transfer this over to the other side of my stove on the low burner so that this can just stay warm, because this is perfect. The consistency is perfect, and I'm going to use another spoon and show you. Look at that. That's gravy. So that's ready to go. Alright, so let me move this over here. And now I'm going to we're going to continue on and make a cake in a few. Turn this on low. Put this over here. Oh, let me, hold on. I gotta come around the camera and do this. Now I gotta get the lid for that. So I got the lid for that. I'm gonna make a homemade cake as well. Let me check these potatoes. They're almost ready. Almost ready. Just a little bit more. And this is, now it's starting to get cluttered in here because, and I'll wash all my dishes. This is, I don't want it to melt, but I want it to get soft, and it was starting to melt because the stove was on. So I don't want it to melt. Turn this off. Now, alright, so trying to wait for those potatoes because they're not too much longer. And here's my handy dandy mixer. I have a big one. I have a KitchenAid. I don't want to pull that out. That's a lot. So, and I like this. It has a drawer. It's a drawer. Yes, and it has all the little gadgets in it. Can you see that? All the little gadgets. And it clamps on when you're done. And you can just wrap the cord around and store it away. It's so cool. So, I like this one. And it was only, I want to say $29, maybe even less than that. Got it a few years back, when my other mixer went out. I said, oh, let me get a fancy one. Fancy smancy. So I got a fancier one. I'm going to plug this in. Put this back in the refrigerator because I don't need it. Let me wrap this up. And put that back in the refrigerator. We are going to get out our milk. And I got to get some milk. I got to text my son and tell him to bring some milk home. We need some milk. Alright, let me put this away. If you see my cupboards, they're like full of everything. Let me put this back in the middle of the stove. Let me check this out. Potatoes. Almost. They coming through, yay! Almost. Okay, so, you know what? I should have just left that butter out because, oops. This one goes over here, and see, this one has the stopper, that little ring for it. Oh no, it's the wrong way. This one doesn't have the stopper on the ring, so it goes in this side, and then the one with the ring goes in this side. Duh. But anyway, you know what I mean. Alright, so I need to get a spoon. Here. Come on, honey.
Okay, baby.
I'm holding on to, go to the other side. Yeah. There you go. So, oh, I still need butter for the potatoes. I made rice and potatoes, honey.
Did you?
Yeah, because I only had 4 potatoes. So, I think this might be enough butter for the potatoes because there's not a lot in there. And I'm putting gravy on the I'm putting gravy on my mashed potatoes anyway because I like gravy. I love gravy. Gravy's not good for you, but who cares? A lot of things aren't good for you. But this is what we like. We love gravy. Smothered chicken, smothered pork chops, all that good stuff. And we like grilled pork chops, grilled chicken. We like all that, but when we want our fattening food, we gonna have it. I'm not skinny. I used to be. I just looked at some pictures 7 years ago. I thought it was 11 years ago, but it was 7 years ago that I wore size 5. But that's okay. That is okay because I'm happy and I love me. That is okay. So now I'm getting ready to take this off, and I'm gonna put it in a strainer, but I'm gonna also do the mixing in this pot. That's a little hot. Let me get a. Okay, so here's my little bit of potatoes, and we are going to strain them out. I mean, I probably could have left one for a little bit more, but it's okay. They're not going to be lumpy. And then I just pour it from the strainer back into the pot. I have to put the dishes that are clean away. Alright, so now we're going to pour a little bit of milk in here to get it started. Alright, so now we are going to add some sour cream, some butter. Put my sour cream back in there. I like to get the cold stuff that needs to be in the refrigerator back in the refrigerator right away. I'm going to add some pepper. And a little bit of salt, because I did salt the water, so it is. And this is not regular salt, this is sea salt. I use sea salt. Now my husband does not like sea salt. He likes regular salt, so he puts his own salt on when he gets his cake. Now mind you, alright, let me just get these all mixed up. Now, I didn't melt the butter all the way, and I like to wash these and get this mixer put away right away because I don't have to deal with it. So I wash these up. And it's easy because it comes right off. And dry it off. That way these are put away. I ain't got to worry about it. Put them in the basket. Then what I do, detail back here. Get my handy dandy dish rag and wipe off. Put this back in the sink. Just making sure no splatters or anything. So just wipe that off a little. And then I put this back. The little hook hole in the front. And then I just wrap it and put it in the cupboard. Actually, I'm not, because I'm going to use it for my cake. Forgot, I'm making a cake. So here's my potatoes. Look at that butter still melting. So, yes, it still has nothing's lumpy. Look at that. You know what? So I'm going to put that back over there. Alright, so now, what did I say I wanted to do? Give me a second. I'm going to get the cake ready so that it still needs to soften just a little bit more. But I can put that in, nuke it in the microwave for 10 seconds. Alright. Be right back. Okay, so now we're going to make our cake. And I had to set the mixer up again. So I'm making a homemade cake. And I use cake flour. It's cake flour. Bleached. I like cake flour. It turns out nice and moist. And I really enjoy it. So I hate dry cake. I can't stand it. I'm sorry. I just can't. And a lot of cakes. People can decorate very well, but they just can't make cakes. They just don't know how to make cakes. Some people can decorate and make cakes. Now what I did was I put 3 cups of cake flour in here. I think a quarter teaspoon of baking soda and a tablespoon of baking powder and a quarter teaspoon of salt. and I mixed it in the flour. Now, I'm using 1.5 sticks of butter in the other bowl, and I'm gonna cream that with the sugar. So, and I kind of melted it, so, in the microwave, because it wasn't, I just thought about making a cake. My grandson said he wanted an ice cream cake. So I said, okay. I said, I'll make a cake. And then I have, last week, we made a homemade ice cream. So, I need something to wet my hands. Use my tea towel. We made homemade ice cream. So here's my my ice cream bowl. I didn't put it back in the deep freezer. I washed it, but I didn't put it back in the deep freezer to stay cold. We still have a container left of the ice cream. So here's our ice cream. We made mixed fruit ice cream. It was from a strawberry recipe, strawberry ice cream recipe. But I had some frozen. I had some frozen fruit, and it was mixed fruit. So I just blended it up and mixed that instead of just making pure strawberries, just strawberry ice cream. The ice cream is amazing. So I have to go live one day and show you how I make it. I have a ice cream machine. It's not something I do by hand. I don't churn anything. Just saying. So here I have 1.25 cups of sugar. I'm just going to throw that in there. I'm going to, and you have to measure. When you're baking, measure. And just cream this until it's nice and creamy. A bigger kitchen, yes, I know. But I've been here in this house for 22 years. I've been in this house for 22 years. I'm good. So now I have 4 eggs. I always separate my eggs because you never know what's going to come out of them. I have one time broke an egg into a bowl and the blood came out. Because, I mean, the veins, it was really bloody and veiny. So ever since then, I break my eggs into a separate container so that I don't get grossed out and have to start over. So just one at a time. Just mix and then add the other. Next one. And I'm going to show you my meatloaf too. I took it out. Looks amazing. Looks great. And then the last one. Now, this is a standard cake, a standard vanilla. So this is a standard vanilla cake. Nothing fancy about it. You can add vanilla if you want. You don't have to. But this is the standard vanilla cake. I'm gonna add some vanilla to it. This is the basic cake. Because I'm making an ice cream cake. And then I'm going to mix that in. Now you're going to alternate. You're going to alternate with flour and milk. Okay? So I'm going to pour some flour in here. And then I'm going to mix. add some milk. And then I'm going to add some more flour mixture. I'm actually going to add it all. And I'm going to add the rest of the milk. And make sure you get everything, mix it up. You don't want to overbeat it, but you want to make sure it's all mixed up. I do want to add just a touch more of milk and some sour cream. I do add, sometimes I add sour cream and sometimes I don't, but I do want to add some sour cream. And a touch more milk. I know you're supposed to measure, but I do my own thing. I do. So, and like I said, after I get done with this, I am going to, when everybody eats, I'm going to take a shower, wash my hair. Okay, so, yeah. You know we have to do that taste test, right? Nasir! Come here! Whew. Hurry! I gotta get my approval from my grandson if it's good or not. Want to taste the batter?
Huh?
You want to taste the batter? The cake batter? Tell me if it's good. Just take your finger. I ain't telling much. Just take your finger and go like that. Grab it underneath. You're so silly.
I don't know. That's good.
Is it good? Seriously? Awesome. He's not going to lie. He's not going to tell me a lie. If he don't like it, he's going to tell me he don't like it. So, you know, adults, they try to be nice and just say, oh, it's good, when it's not. So I trust his judgment. Okay, so here I have a pan that I sprayed. Yes, I did spray it and it's leaking. And pray. Let's pray that it don't stick. Let's pray that it don't stick. Because I have so many, that's my issue, sticking. And sometimes I put flour in it and sometimes I don't. And I'm just praying that this comes out perfect. Now again, I'm putting it in a pound cake pan. Let me tell you why. Because I can't find my 2 round pans. They in there somewhere, but I don't know where I put them, or they're in the basement. And again, this was like a sudden thing. This wasn't planned. So I can put it in a pound cake pan, cut it in half in the middle, and put the ice cream in the middle, and then stick it in the freezer. And put the other half back on top, because he wants an ice cream cake, and I'm going to give him whatever he wants. His birthday was just a few days ago, so he gets whatever he wants in my eyes. So I'm just going to shake this to get it even. And I got oil to clean up after this because I sprayed it and it's leaking out a little. Okay. Now, this is going in the oven. On 350. Now, let me show you the meatloaf. Here is the meatloaf. Doesn't it look amazing? It does. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this vlog today. I will show you what the finished cake product later on. I will see you later. Bye.